Hi everybody, I'm Dorothy. Thank you for joining me here today. I want to talk about the full moon in the sign of Aquarius on August 18th. Now, the key to this full moon is it's an eclipse. It's one of 3 in a row, so this is number 1, and the other 2 are in September. So I'm going to tell you about this eclipse, how we can use it, the energies of what's going on, and the best ways that I see, in my opinion, how we can move through this energy in the most productive way. All right, so we're going to get to that in a second. Just wanted to let you know, come to my website for a couple of different reasons. First off, I'm starting a 1-year class in September. I will be having each track, I'm going to run 2 tracks of 8 people in each one, and that is it for the whole year as far as this type of course goes. So if you've been wanting to learn astrology, I'm going to be doing this online. I've been teaching a lot of years online, so this is nothing new to me, but I want to offer it to you. So 16 people out of everybody out there, so come and get your seat. You can order it right on my website. Also, if you come to join my email list and my newsletter list, I pick a person once a month for a free 20-minute session, as long as you're new to my website, new to my email list, and come sign up for that. All right, on to this full moon in the sign of Leo on August 18th, Eastern Time, 5:26 a.m. This full moon eclipse is at the 25th degree of Aquarius. Now, holy cow, this is a fixed sign. The sun is at 25 Leo. The full moon is at 25 Aquarius. Now look in your astrology chart if you know it, and look where those 25 degrees are of the fixed signs. The other 2 fixed signs is Taurus and Scorpio. Scorpio, remember? So we've had Mars in Scorpio through most of the summer already. It turned around at the last new moon, but it was stationary and it was stuck between 25 and 23 degrees of Scorpio for weeks and weeks and weeks in June and July. So this is a really pivotal eclipse, all right? This eclipse is called an applause, which means it's not a major eclipse. It's just a minor eclipse. We don't get the full, we don't get the full blocking of the sun. But what happens is just a minor one, but still, it is still a more important full moon than a typical full moon. So, and it's going to trigger the things that we had going on in June and early July. Because we all know that it was a bit rough in those time periods, right? So much going on, so many terrible things in our country. Let's talk about just personally, though, what's going on personally for you. So if there were things coming up that you needed to work on and really visit and look at, this eclipse at 25 degrees of Aquarius is going to help us to really, if we've been stuck and not able to move through something that has really been bothering us, or we need to make a decision about, the universe is now going to help us make that decision. Because eclipses tend to push us forward, because the lineup of the planets, the sun and the moon and the earth, just gives us a stronger pull. It makes that moon and that illumination of that moon just a bit stronger, and emotionally and on our internal feelings, because the moon is how we feel, and so it's that inner peace, because the moon has no light of her own. And so the energy of this eclipse and this full moon is like, what are we going to release? We don't tend to release a whole lot when we're in fixed signs. So this is going to create some tension, some inner tension and some external tension. This moon is also part of a yod, and a yod is when there's this really skinny little triangle in the chart of that moment, and it's 150 degrees, and so the moon goes 150 degrees over to Mercury and Jupiter, who are conjunct. Those 2 together is phenomenal. It's ideas, they're in Virgo still, ideas at that 25 degrees approximately, full of ideas, full of talking, full of creativity, but it's also a period of getting back into school. It's about the time of year for most people, at least that I know of in America, we go back to school. Most of us go back to school in this time period, and so we're trying to really work towards getting back to school, but there's something that's giving us a little bit of trouble. All right, adjustments need to be made. Now, the other leg of this yacht is to Uranus and Aries, and Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, so Uranus is part of this, as is the full moon in Aquarius. And so we're needing and feeling this sense of freedom. We want freedom. We're not willing to give it up. This tells me that we really need to pay attention to our politicians and the bullshit that's going on with that. Yes, I just swore. Oh well. And we really need to know what is true in our hearts. We need to do the research. We need to research what's going on and the people that we're voting for. But outside of the political field, we need to look at what's going on inside of us. Pay attention to the details of what's going on inside of you and make choices. Like we did with the new moon a couple weeks ago, still draw on some of that. The sun is still in Leo, so draw on your own courage and your own strength, and decide and figure out what it is you're passionate about. All right? This is the whole premise of this eclipse. We need a shift. We need changes. And if we're not doing it, this eclipse is going to push us into action, individually and as a nation and as a world. Okay? So the next couple of eclipses, the next couple of lunar cycles are also eclipses. So watch for that too. These are pivotal points in every year when we have these eclipses. We've had so much going on. It's time that we really start to shed that old shell and let the new shiny pieces come through. But when we shed the old shell, the new stuff is still rather fragile, and we need to be gentle with ourselves. So this eclipse is going to create, this full moon in Aquarius eclipse is going to create a fair amount of us all feeling like rebels and needing to break free. But then again, that opposite, that quincunx energy is creating that Mercury and Jupiter connection, which is us focusing on the details and really digging in and making sure we know what the details are, not listening to the talking heads. All right? So it's always a great idea to have sessions, private sessions at eclipse times. So if you're looking for that, come and find me at my website, nhastrologer.com. All the links are in the text box below here on YouTube. All right? Please subscribe to my channel and share this wherever you want to share it. Thank you very much. Blessings. Namaste.